Hey everybody, what a long trip it's been. It wasn't strange, but it's been a long trip. Oh my goodness. So here I am, I'm going back over, I wish I knew the name of this pass. I think it's like Cullivan Pass, or it starts with a C. It goes from Loveland to, I don't know, Steamboat. And I mean, I gotta tell you, it's unbelievable. It was really crazy here coming through it here at night. Last night it was oh my goodness, it was a blizzard basically, and it was, not only was it snowing really hard, it was just sideways and you couldn't see at all. It took me, my 4-hour trip took me about 7 hours. So I drove for about 14 hours yesterday. So the next person that tells me that, I'm so lucky, your job is so great. I mean, I work hard, you guys. Every dollar that anyone's ever helped me with, believe me, it's been earned. This is just brutal. And then, you know, because of the weather. And then I'm lucky right now I'm not behind someone slow, but normally there's someone going 10 miles an hour in a Mustang with rear-wheel drive for some reason. Anyway, all right, that was my complaining. So otherwise, this place is out of control. I mean, you guys, the amount of Sasquatch. I was going to slow down, but there's some cars. I got a car not too far behind me. I'm thinking almost pulling over. Because what I want to do is zoom through some of these woods for you. You wouldn't believe at the structures that are here. I mean, it's this is an incredible place. This is like, for the next, I'm not even joking, 30 or 40 miles. It breaks up. I can see where they are, where they're not. You can just blatantly see. Look at that. Look at the X's right there, you guys. I mean, I'm seeing symmetrical. I looked up, the reason I got my camera out, luckily I could get it, there's another X right there, is I saw 3 symmetrical X's right next to each other and they were freestanding. It was an amazing, crazy thing. I'm like, I have to get my camera out because it's that good. Look at that. It's just gorgeous here. So, I don't know, I've been just taking a couple little clips. I think I took one in Mexico and just doing this, and I'll get out. Me and Callie are going to this new Bigfoot world on the other side of this, about 100 miles. There shouldn't be near as much snow. There might be just like a little bit, or it's patchy, but it won't be too bad. Unless we've gotten more last night. I'm not sure what happened on the other side of this pass last night, so hopefully we didn't get a lot of snow there. That's it. I guess I don't really want to. I got to go into my Texas trip here at some point, but it's going to be hard while I'm driving on ice because it's a long story. I was thinking I can kind of just fit it in without boring you guys as I'm doing some Sasquatch. So these forests are just incredible. The structures here are even more incredible. And you know, here's the thing, you guys. I mean, I just traveled for 8 days, more or less. I mean, I was in Houston for 2. Or maybe even technically 3, but you know, even then we were driving. And I was able to see so many different forests from here to there, like, you know, New Mexico. I really wouldn't call it a forest, but, you know, trees, and Texas, and, you know, there's just nothing. I mean, those are wind areas, you guys. Those are places where the winds, Texas is flat. I mean, you could see sometimes for, you know, 30, 40 miles. Well, you can't see that far, but that's how far, you know, that flatness is on both sides, and the winds come in even on a nice day. And there's really no tree damage. It's an amazing thing. I mean, that's why I'm really get frustrated when people, you know, say, don't you know that's what the wind does? Like, you know, it's like, don't you know that's why they have prisons, so people like me will not go to your house after you say something stupid like that? And that's the only reason I don't, is because there's prison. I'm kidding. Look at this. This place isn't that explorable right now. It's almost impossible, really. But in the summer, this is going to be something special. I'm coming back here for sure. Here's the thing, you know, you guys, I kind of hint that, you know, I get these vibes, like these feelings, so I can see the structure's great, but, you know, I won't get the feelings. I know it's just based on experience, it's really not me worth going, even if I see this great structure, but back there where I saw those 3 X's, I know that's special, like, you know, compared to these other places. That's the place I could probably get some kind of interaction, you know, just based on my experience. Other places I'm seeing structures and I just don't get the feelings, you know, like my hairs don't stand on end and stuff like they do when I know it's good, you know, or when they kind of are like, yes, come in here, how do you know, you know? So, I could talk all day. I've been basically in solitude for 8 days besides Neil, and I could just ramble. The poor guy, when he was helping me back the trailer and his stuff, I left it at this RV park. It was the first guy I really talked to in like 8 days. And we did end up breaching the topic of Sasquatch. You just look, another X up there. Look at that. That was simply amazing. That's why I'm kind of running this. I may just turn this off now, and you know, and if I see something, the problem is, you know, you see it like this way, and then by the time you get the camera, you're already past it. I got a car coming up behind me. I mean, in front of me. So that might give me a chance to zoom in a little bit. So, oh, another X right back there. Man, there's some of these X's are just simply unbelievable. They're just amazing. I don't know how much of this clip, maybe the whole thing, or I'm not sure. You know, it's hard, you guys, when you do videos, like especially in my style, and you know, being basically I'm a guy that does videos. It's not a photographer, and you know, everybody wants something different. You know, half the people don't want to see this, but they want to click on it and complain about it. But they, you know, they're like, "That's not Bigfoot." I'm like, "Listen, I mean, I'm doing the best I can. You guys, wait till I get that trailer on site. That's going to be exciting." The problem is this. So I got another month probably before I'm actually parking that thing. Well, that's not true. I'm actually going to be working on that. Maybe I can find a great spot down below. I'd love to find something comparable to this without snow somewhere, and I may be able to do that. Just give me a couple days here, and I'll be out with Callie this week. We're going to do a little something at night one night, and we're also going to do, I think next weekend when he's off, we're going to do a really good Bigfoot world. The access is very difficult, he told me. And I said, "Is this something Dan can do?" Because that's what I want to do. I want Dan access. I don't want. I've been eating too much Wendy's this winter, but we're gonna do it. So it's gonna be hard, but I'm in. So it's time to get back in shape. All right, give me a second. I'll turn this back on if something happens. This guy's gonna kill me. You know, you just get these people that just don't belong in the mountains. You don't belong here. I'm sorry. Not during the winter time. If you can't drive here, don't come up here. These are mountain passes built for extreme drivers, like the best skiers, you know, people like that. If you're just up here as a grandpa visiting your children, I mean, you gotta have someone pick you up or something. I mean, it's you guys cause accidents, you close entire passes because you shouldn't be here. And you know, and that might sound cruel, but you guys have obviously never been out here when someone, and I'm not even saying this guy in front of me, he's actually at least going the speed limit. But you know, these people causing amazing accidents trying to come up here in Mustang GTs, and you can't. It's hard enough in four-wheel drive. Four-wheel drive last night, I was sliding all over the place trying to stop. So I'm just putting a message out there. I know it's not going to reach anybody that's coming up this pass, but you know, just get a four-wheel drive for Christmas sakes. It doesn't matter what your budget is. You can get a four-wheel drive. You know, if you're buying a new car, then buy a used car. You know, whatever you got to do. If you're going to drive in this weather, get four-wheel drive. I cannot emphasize this enough, because you ruin everybody else's day when you don't. And the funny thing is, these people typically could care less. They won't pull over, let the traffic go by. They won't do anything. It's just all about them. And for some reason, they all drive these little, you know, economy cars. It just drives me crazy. Let's see what all these people are doing. Look at this forest up here. I mean, it's incredible. So what is this? Oh, these are people that are snowshoeing and what you call it, cross-country skiing. So that's like one of the only spots on this 40-mile, whatever it is, 30, I don't know how many miles it is. It seemed like forever last night. The signs are outstanding. The leaners, the crisscrossings, the X's. It was so good to see that again. I was seeing it kind of last night. My bright lights on this truck are amazing. They really go wide. So as soon as I got to this patch where it wasn't really snowing for a second, and with my brights, I could see these amazing structures in the woods. And it just felt so good to be back here where I'm supposed to be. This is where I belong. I'm supposed to be in these woods, and it's like withdrawing when I don't. It was awesome going to Texas. In fact, I didn't want to leave Houston. It was 75 degrees. I'm like, Neil, I don't want to leave. I was like, I just want to stay in Houston. No cold, you know. But it had to come back, and now that I'm seeing these structures again in these forests, it's just simply amazing. I just want to be in there so bad. These, you know, I'm seeing these bends, you know, right in a row. I saw 3 or 4 right in a row, like this, you know, and tucked. You can just see it straight down. You know, they're not bending like they're snow loaded. They're literally arches, you know, and they're all exactly the same. You know, I miss seeing that so much. I really do. I'm just kind of, give me a second here. Let's see what happens. Let me see if I can't get to a spot where I can actually look around. New Mexico. I'll bet you anything in the world that there's Sasquatch right there. Sorry, I'm driving a big trailer and looking over there. So this is going to be the best I can hold it. It's a really good spot over there, you guys. There's a volcano back there. Apparently that volcano gets a few 100,000 visits a year, which is pretty amazing considering this road. But once I saw, man, my hair, I mean, this is a great spot right here. I'll tell you, I don't understand what it is with the history and the Indians, you know, and Bigfoot, but you know, it seems to be a connection. You know, no matter who I talk to, no matter whenever there's, it doesn't have to be just the Indians, but whenever there's like a historical something going on or a special place, and you know, if you look close enough, and if there's trees and caves and rocks, you know, you're gonna find these guys. It's really hard to understand sometimes. I would love to get in there. There's just no way to get in there at all. There's no way to get over there. I'll bet you that would be a great video if I started walking right there and then walked all the way to the volcano. Over now. Last night was kind of funny. After I came up this pass, there was nobody. It was almost kind of like, that's when you start thinking about your car, like, oh my God, I hope my truck doesn't break down, or you're dead. I had nothing with me to survive with. So if your motor's not running, you're in trouble. Like if you go off a bank and somehow your motor's not running, you're in big trouble. If you don't have like blankets and, you know, way to survive. Anyway, I get way down. You got to drive, like, once you get down this side backwards, I don't know, you have to drive another 30 miles or so to the first town. So make sure you got gas. If you ever come up here, there is nothing. There is no way to get gas, especially this way. I have an hour, look, an hour and 38 left. Look, Neil, that's your text. Right before I went up, Neil just was just seeing getting an update and seeing how I was doing. Whew. I mean, it has been, please, you guys, I don't ever want to hear that I don't earn what I do. I mean, 8 days was really, really, really a long time to be inside this truck. And thank God it's still going. I turned the camera on to tell you a funny story. So then I get down, I'm down maybe, I don't know, about 5 miles down. I come up behind this car, and I think it was 4-wheel drive. It was like a little Ford Escape, I think it was, like a little tiny 4-wheel drive, and it's got Florida plates, and I could barely see the plates because you could not see a car that close. You know, you had to be like another 20 feet towards me, and I go behind him, and he's going, it's 65, and you know, the weather's terrible, the winds are blowing or drifts across the road, you cannot see at all, but still he's going 20 in a 65, you know, like, you know, oh my goodness. So this guy is behind him, or behind me, and I'm behind him. After about a half an hour, this guy comes up behind me, and then this guy is out of his mind. He's like in this dually, he's ready just to go, you know, and he can't pass because it's just impossible. And he's getting so frustrated. It's a long story short, an hour later, or not, maybe not quite, 40 minutes later, we arrive at this gas station because we were going so slow. And this guy pulls in with me to get gas, and he looks at me and he goes, it was so funny because it was like something I would say. I started laughing so hard. He's like, what did he say? He goes, it's a good thing for that person there's prison. That's what he said. And I always say the same type of stuff, and I'm just joking. I don't mean I would ever hurt anybody, but it's fun to just, you know, kid around, you know. Just get some deep looks. Look at that bend in there. I mean, I love these symmetrical. I'm going too fast. It's so good right here. I love, this is the peak kind of the pass, and there's a couple pullovers. I mean, you could just walk forever in here. I mean, I got X's back there. You got all the leaners. I'm talking those straight leaners with no branches. It's all stuff they do. See the double leaner? These are all signs they leave on the outskirts. You know, like things that are just twisted up, broken. I mean, it's so good. Look at that X right there. I don't know if you can see it. Symmetrical X, another one right there. It's so good. I would give anything for there not to be snow here. I would stop with all, I'd leave this. Oh, where's my cat? Shadow, come here, you. Look at her. She's so mad at me. Look at her. What are you doing? There she is. She's like got her head stuck in there. She hates being in here. What are you doing? Stop being such a wimp. I would take you Bigfooting if you weren't such a wuss. Scared of everything, this cat. She was beaten when she was little. So that's it. Just cruising through the pass, I guess I'll call this video. You know, and I'm honestly starting not to put these up. I have endless footage I don't put up because no one watches it. I put up a video of a trailer. It's got 2,000 views since the other day. And, you know, it's just, is it really worth it? Like, the amount of work and time I have to spend to do that and get paid nothing from YouTube, it doesn't really make much sense. I'm coming to the end with the YouTube thing. They take you out as soon as you start getting big in Sasquatch. They take you right out of the algorithms, so you're not in recommended videos on purpose. It's some kind of government thing. It's all done without you knowing it. All surveillance these days are done, you know, by a computer. You know. Oh man, this place is so good. You know, if you can see it in the winter, look at those X's back there. If you can see the structures and just see how incredible, you know, I'm seeing known structures over and over and over in the wintertime. It's got to be something special here, because what's cool about this pass is it really shouldn't be here. I mean, you get down to the other side of this, you got to do these twisting, winding roads for about 60 or 70 miles at 35 miles an hour. It's going to really stink. It's just, oh man, it just goes forever on this little twisty, windy road. I'll put the name, if I do put this video up, I'll put the name of the pass on it. This is, I don't want to give up locations, you guys, but I can't just hide things. Like, people, I really care about, you know, 2,000 or 3,000 of you a lot, because those are my people, really. I have like 2,000 people. You might say I have 13,000 subscribers, but I don't. I have like 2,000 or 3,000 people that, you know, even a lot of you I have never talked to or met yet, but I just know, like, I just sense you. Like, I just know these are the same people over and over who have always been there for me and have always watched my videos. And, you know, sometimes people can't afford to help and stuff like that, and that's fine. But, you know, they're supporting me morally, you know, like, great, with nice messages and sending me, like, Mark, you're the best, and things like that. And I know I'm not, you know, and I need that confidence building. So, you know, that all those comments those people say to me, they think I don't appreciate maybe or something, and I really do, you guys. I mean, on a daily basis, I need to hear that, because, you know, I'm in solitude, and your brain just runs. You know, I don't know if I'm good at this. I don't know what people think about me. People are like, some guy sent me a message. He's like, congratulations on being famous. I was like, what? I was like, what are you talking about? You know, he's like, you're like #1 Bigfoot. I'm like, what? I mean, I know that I'm getting good stuff. Like, I'm not trying to be Mr. Humble. Like, I know I'm getting good stuff, but and it'll never stop, you guys. I promise you. You have my word of honor. I will never stop, and I'm not going to do the same thing over and over. I'll always find something new to do, or something new will happen, or, you know, it just happens. I know this is what I'm supposed to do. You got to trust me. You know, all these promises and stuff are going to be pretty funny in about 2 years when, you know, nothing's happened. You know, I mean, that's why I want to promise, because I want to show you, oh my God, that I missed it. An incredible structure right there. So basically, I'm just running this for another minute. This is just for the view, really. I mean, look at that. I wish that car wasn't there. I'm sure he's watching me film. He probably thinks I'm filming him. These woods. So, look, you can come up here, basically. So, why I went off, I always do this, you guys, because I'm ADD. I'll start talking about something, and I go to the next subject. What I'm talking about with those 2,000 or 3,000 people, those are the people that I really care about. Like, you know, so if you got, wow, look at that up there. These are large-scale, big structures, and little ones too. I mean, they're amazing. I wonder if we get to, don't tell me there's timestamps. They're simply amazing, and we know now, because of the petroglyphs and stuff, even these more thinned out forests, like, in my experience, and that's all I could have based it on, like a year ago, I just would look at that and be like, nah, because you don't realize how big that really is up there. And there's just amazing places everywhere, and caves and hiding spots, and that's a good spot. I don't want to walk up there. Walking up steep forests is a little easier because you can grab the trees. Kind of pull yourself. Same thing going down. You know, you can just kind of grab on. That helps you. You know what? Let me run this video. I'm just gonna run this. I'm just gonna do the whole pass. And because I'm like, a lot of times I shut videos down, like, thinking someone has to watch the whole thing, but it's like, listen, if you don't want to see this, just don't watch it. This is like Anthony Moffat. Doesn't he like do like sightseeing and stuff? I really think I might incorporate that a little bit. I'm a one-man band. I'm trying to do this all by myself, and I mean, I could, if I had money, I think I would hire somebody. You know, if I was financing myself, you know, at some big retirement or something, or I mean, I would have no problem just paying some, because I know that'll get me further. You know, letting me, like, having someone film and edit for me and do little things for me. You know, like go to Texas and get trailers while I'm climbing that mountain. You know, with ropes to go to the top. I need to, when I do that kind of stuff, I got to put a camera on my head so when I fall, I can put that footage up too. I'm so happy to be back in these forests. I'm so happy. This place is incredible. Basically, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, basically, and I'll finish what I was saying before. From here to where I have to go, which is an hour and a half, I think there's Sasquatch everywhere on this pass. That's what I believe. I think there's some spots that are better than others, but down here you'll start to see where it gets patchy, where you can just tell there's nothing or they're not marking, right? And then you'll get to these certain spots that are just simply unbelievable. And it basically all the way back to where I live, and then it starts to it's a little drier down there, so you gotta really look for the right spots. So I should have, I mean, weather permitting, like if I don't get any crazy snow, it's snowing right now, I don't know if you can tell. Let's see if I can zoom on. Can you zoom? Yeah, you can see the snow. That's not, it's just flurries. Oop, here we come. There we go. These passes, it always snows for some reason. I think what it is, I was kind of, someone else will know this better than me, but I was looking over before I get to the pass, and you can see like 10 miles over, and there's these incredible mountain lines, you know, where the mountains are they're all 14,000 feet, and they're in the clouds. And what happens is the clouds come by, and the mountains stop them, and then the clouds kind of just end up getting, other clouds bump in, and they start accumulating, and then boom, you're snowing. Oh my goodness. I just saw an incredible teepee structure right on the side of the road. You know, and the funny thing is, that's about the 7th since I've been running the couple clips I've done. The 7th, like, really obvious structure, not wind, okay? Real structures that I just saw on the side of the road that I noticed wherever they put one right on the edge, there was no way for a person to pull over and park. Which means, not that someone would do that if they saw it, but what it means is, you know, anywhere there's a pullover, anywhere around here, someone's used it, right? Because there really isn't any, as you can see. You got to go to the main areas, and that they know that, right? They just know no one's ever walked into that spot in those woods, ever in the history of the world, because there's no way. You know, there's a little pullover. I'll grab something like that when I get here. Just bam, go right in there. I'll tell you, this is the type of place that I would love to, shit, I wonder if I could camp right there. My cat's meowing. What do you want? Oh, you're falling, look at her. You're falling down the thing, silly. She's all scared looking and stuff, look. Come on, you can't be falling down, honey. Here, let me get you up. Look at her. What are you doing? You got stuff all over you. You're so spoiled. Cat. Unbelievable. A cat. Oh man, I can't, you know what, my dream one day is just to own, I don't care what it is, I want to own a little property. Even if I could go get it today, it would probably take me a year to find the right one up here. It's so hard to find because there's so much, you know, there's just, no one like, you basically got to search by location, and you got to know these areas to find the right property. If you're relying on a realtor, you'll never find what you want, and then of course you want to see it and stuff like that. But I want to find, God, I'll even put that trailer on it, you know, find like a $10,000–$15,000 property near a river somewhere where there's Bigfoots. I want to have Sasquatch out my back door, you know, because then things will get really good, and that's the idea of that trailer this summer. It should produce some amazing things. Now, I don't know, when you're in the tents, you know, they come right up to you. So I think they're going to be banging all over the trailer. That's what I think. You know what I mean? And I'll put like if stuff starts happening on the trailer, I might put like stadium lights on the top, be like, just flick them on and have cameras come on, you know, or something. I don't know. All right, give me a sec. This is getting boring. Sorry. aside from the views, I'm boring. But these views are. Yeah, I gotta just deal with this guy. Look at this guy. Oh, so yeah, my 2,000 or 3,000 people. You know, those are the people. Like, there's some other new company now that does video. You can upload videos to, and they can watch it there. You know, it's still free. It's the same exact thing. It doesn't go out because, you know, my video. You guys, look, I have videos that have 350,000 views, 100,000, you know, 120,000, you know, 50,000. I have like 20 or 30 that are 50,000, things like that. That's pretty good in Sasquatch, right? Oh, there's some good stuff. I do see some wind stuff on the side. It looks like it, but you know, you look across the river and there's like X's and bends and, you know, like teepee structures, and it's so cool. Now here's a giant version of the petroglyphs. Look at that. There you go, Kyle. Give me one Bigfoot. There's probably no way. That looks really good to me. You know why? No one goes there. Nobody goes there. Like I said, Sasquatch doesn't care if you go there, but if you go places that you just know nobody's accessing, even if it's in areas where people do access, you know that you have a better chance of getting good structures and more of a chance of reaction from them. It's just a fact, in my opinion. This is so good. Look at this. Oh my goodness, I gotta go in there. My hairs are standing up on end right now. I think that just said private property. Yeah, private property on that side. Damn. That's why I say, look, there's no parking. My hairs are standing on end. I'm seeing little X's inside like pine trees and stuff like that. Piles of rocks again. They love these rock piles. I swear. I don't know if it's Sasquatch or if it's one of their friends, but they're using these little holes in these little places. Little people. If you don't believe in little people, you guys, all you gotta do is look at Colorado Bigfoot. I mean, there's no denying that those pictures I found, or Lisa found of those pictures, and I posted. There's just, it's impossible. Alright. So that's about it. I may click it on a few more times. I want to show you some of the spots that I'm looking at on the other side. If not, I'll just put up a quick clip of this pass just for the sheer beauty. And listen. You guys, someone said, like, Mark, you know, you can do Bigfoots without talking. And I was like, I know, but people just don't understand. They don't understand where I am, what I really go through, what's really happening with this. They only can understand from that side. And some people really do understand from that side. That's the amazing part. But it's very few. You know what I mean? Cindy, but you know, like people like Cindy Boggs, like, you know, she just seems to get it. You know, she's the thing she doesn't get, you know, which is very little from what I've seen. You know, she has an open mind to it. She's not going to shut you down, you know, in 2 seconds. She's seen so much that she knows that you can't cap your beliefs on Sasquatch. I'll say this one more time, okay? You cannot believe in Bigfoot and Sasquatch and then dictate what you're going to believe about them.